Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of One Stop Live, and today we've got the great pleasure of meeting Reece Davis, who's the country manager of Wallbox for Australia and New Zealand. Welcome, Reece, to One Stop Live.
Thanks, Tim. It's always a pleasure to catch up with you, and thank you for letting me attend this One Stop Live.
Fantastic. So, Reece, we had the great privilege of launching Wallbox at the Smart Energy 2022, and I think it was really one of the most well received parts of the show from our customers. They were fascinated to see the EV chargers. So, um, what was your impression?
Oh, look, Tim, it was such a great event. I was sort of surprised by the interest shown by attendees there. And no doubt you saw the amount of people interested in EV charging. And look, it's a new product.
Yep.
It's what's really hot in the market right now. And so there's a lot of unknown questions. So at these types of events, you're getting people coming up to you asking, those questions that you probably think they should know, but they don't. And these are great opportunities for the likes of what the One Stop Warehouse and their customers and engaging with their customers to say, hey, this is EV charging. This is how it's done, and ask those sort of questions that people are asking in a new market.
Fantastic. And what we're going to do is hopefully open that knowledge up right now. So let's start with finding out what's been happening with Wallbox since Smart Energy.
Yeah, look, Tim, we are a Barcelona-based company. However, we've launched our new office here in Melbourne, Australia. And we launched in early June. We had the team come over from Barcelona. So here we've got our C-suite executives, Moises, presenting there. We also had the One Stop Warehouse account team attend as well. It was great to have them there to get an idea of our products, how we are as a company, and what our plans are sort of moving forward in the Australian market. It's really, really hot right now. And look, it's a great time for One Stop Warehouse to jump on board with this sort of new technology and see where we go from there. So, Wallbox are committed to providing that support through to One Stop Warehouse and make it a success.
Thanks, Reece. Well, we're going to ask you some more questions, but let's just run the intro and then we'll go from there. So, Reece, why don't you give some big, broad brushstrokes about who Wallbox is as a company?
Absolutely, Tim. So Wallbox is a global technology company. We're selling our solutions in over 100 countries already. We're dedicated to changing the way the world uses energy. So Wallbox creates advanced electric vehicle charging and energy management systems that sort of redefines users' relationships to the grid. We were founded 7 years ago in Barcelona and was launched by our founders, Enric and Eduard. And it was from a one room warehouse just based outside of Barcelona. So that was back in 2015, and we've grown considerably since then. Wallbox has offices in 9 countries and customers in over 100. And we have three major products which we'll learn more about.
Fantastic. Look, I know that Wallbox is just. I'm really finding their marketing really cutting edge. So, like, I've just really enjoyed exploring the website, exploring the product, and just seeing how you tell the Wallbox story. And to think that it started from, like, what, 7 years ago, and to where it's grown now, I think it's just an amazing achievement already. And this is only the birth, it's only the start of it. So it's really exciting. Um, so, why is it important to use level 2 chargers instead of the portable charger that comes with many EVs? I know the car comes with a charger, but why is it different?
So the charger that's supplied with an electric vehicle, They are used for emergency top-ups. They're used for if you're going away from your home and you need a quick, urgent top-up. They shouldn't be used as your primary source as an electric charger. One of the reasons being protection. They're not designed to be used at length for an extended period of time. So you're always wanting to have a look at a solution that provides protection for the user, but also provides the speed necessary to sort of charge that electric vehicle charger. So you'll see the likes of companies like Tesla. They're now no longer selling or providing a portable charger with their vehicles. And that primary reason is that you should have a dedicated charging station installed at your place of residence.
Fantastic. So I guess the goal is now, really, if you're going to do it efficiently, you want to do it from your home. You want to do it and be able to do it with a charger that's going to do the right job. And I think perhaps the ones that come with the cars aren't quite as powerful. Is that right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And look, 90% of people charge their EVs at home. So there's a lot of talk about public EV charging infrastructure, but the reality of it is people will charge their vehicle at home during the day or overnight.
So what are the main differences between your three styles of AC chargers? And can you run us through the range?
No, absolutely, Tim. So we have AC chargers that are suitable for almost all applications, whether that's residential, semi-public, or commercial. So I'll talk you through our most popular product is the Pulsar Plus. It generates around 80 to 90% of our sales. Pulsar Plus comes in two guises, 7 kilowatt and 22 kilowatts, so single and three phase. It is a residential EV charger, but you're surprised its applications. We also have them in public car parks. The connectivity on this is Bluetooth or via the app. And the good thing about this sort of entry-level charger, it still has the smart products and features of some of our more expensive products in the range.
And
And,
so
and the
what?
most key one, and the most key one here being EcoSmart. So this is our excess solar smart charging feature. We can sort of charge your electric vehicle off of the excess solar that your solar panels produce.
And is there an app that kind of talks to the charger?
Yeah, so we have an app called My Wallbox. Every charger comes with it. The app's used for provisioning of the charger, provisioning the smart features, and also allows the user to see statistics, to unlock and lock the charger, but also allows the user to share access to the charger as well.
Okay. So what's next in the range?
So the next one that we have is our range topper, the Commander 2. The Commander 2 is a charger that sort of provides more functionality towards that sort of business end. So we have a business subscription. So it's called My Wallbox Business. It allows commercial operators, strata, to provide more control to their user base. They can set up a number of access features, so a PIN code access, RFID access, QR code access, as well as app access. It also provides the user or the owner of the charging station to enable features such as payments. So they can actually set up a payment for either pay per month or pay per use. So it provides a more holistic system to the owner of the charging station, whether that be a hotel, whether that be an Airbnb, or a strata where they may want to restrict access to that charger to a number of residents. So this one comes in just one guise, 22 kilowatt three phase. However, the beauty in this is that you can actually change it to a single phase 7.4 kilowatts, and that's all done during the provisioning of it. So it sort of helps in regards to sort of stock management, where you only have to have one charger, in stock.
And third off the rank.
And third off the rank is Copper SB. So this is our commercial offering. It is a Type 2 socket charger at 22 kilowatts three-phase, very similar to the Commander 2, where you can actually set it for 7.4 kilowatts single phase as well. Now, for this one here, it comes with a Type 2 socket. So the beauty in this is that there's less likelihood of concerns around damage, especially in a public scenario, because the onus is on the EV driver to supply their own cable to sort of access the charger. So you're not going to have people running over the charging cable if it's their own, or damage the charging cable because they supply it themselves. The casing is also set up in a way that it's quite durable in the elements and less likely to be vandalised out in public.
Fantastic. Well, I think you've covered, at least for us, we feel like we chose wisely with the range that we wanted to provide our customers. Obviously, there's a residential solution, but then I think the two more commercial solutions as well just give, those who want to really start building a business around EV and EV charging, there's opportunities there to provide those services and to see that service grow.
Oh, absolutely, Tim. And look, and that's what makes us different is that, Wallbox goes beyond electric vehicle charging. It gives the users the pick to control their consumption, save money, and live more sustainably. We're simply not a device to charge a vehicle, but it means to empower the consumer to manage their energy needs as and where they seem fit. So we have a slew of smart charging features. With the addition of a Wallbox energy meter, we've got load management, we have power sharing, we have dynamic power sharing, where you can actually share power among 25 chargers as a charging group. And also the ability to sort of manage the load within a residential sort of application.
So, Reece, what's the government doing to help this evolution and revolution happen, or are they doing something?
Look, the Australian government has been slow to come to the party, not just federal, but also state governments. The federal government has been particularly slow, but with the recent change, we're now seeing things such as on the 1st of July, the removal of fringe benefit tax on electric vehicles. So that's going to be huge. You're seeing savings of between $9,000 to $13,000 in tax savings for a business. So, you're going to see that demand and fleets just increase significantly. When we go to the sort of state level, we're now seeing quite a bit of investment, particularly from the larger states, New South Wales, Victoria, but we've also got Western Australia, South Australia and Queensland also sort of providing incentives, although at a lower budget, we can sort of expect that to increase as well. So as an example, in New South Wales, there's 131 million to be invested in ultra-fast charging infrastructure and 20 million in EV charging and passenger parking lots, so creating a premium statewide charging network. So, this completes a strategy that aims to increase electric vehicle sales to 52% of all cars sold by 2030 to 2031, which isn't far away, and to be the vast majority by 2035. In ACT, they're looking to be banning electric vehicles by 2030.
Petrol vehicles?
Yeah, sorry, petrol vehicles by 2030.
Which I
ACT,
think is an amazing evolution to hear that kind of policy come out so soon after, we've had this change of government. So I was thrilled to hear that. Like, it still seems like a long way in the mind of at least my daughter when we talked about it this morning, but she still felt that, oh wow, she could see that now maybe the next car would have to be an electric car if that's the way the government's going to move. So you can just see
absolutely.
the mindset changing.
And look, this is where we are moving to. In the past year, EV sales have been less than 2% of overall car sales. But what we're seeing from our research in Australia is we're still seeing a growth of between 15 to 30% in electric vehicle car sales quarter on quarter. So even though we have supply constraints in general across all sectors, we're still seeing that growth in electric vehicles because more manufacturers are releasing vehicles, so the ranges are increasing, although the volumes per vehicle may not be as large, pre-COVID or pandemic.
And obviously, in terms of sustainability, like a car purchase decision is really becomes a decision in stored carbon. In that the car that I buy today will be producing carbon emissions for the next 10 years. So
Oh,
it's that kind of
absolutely.
decision to make whether we
Yeah.
release that by buying an electric vehicle or making those decisions earlier because we know then we change the dial. We
Oh,
move.
absolutely. And and now with the volatility, with the increase in price in petrol, you're seeing more interest in these sort of technologies where they can harness, the energy from their solar panels. And again, the volatility in the energy market that we're seeing and how you power an electric vehicle. So you're going to have quite a large interest in harnessing the power of your solar to charge your electric vehicle. So another one that we've got in regards to sort of incentives. So the New South Wales government, they've created an approved list of AC chargers for all of their incentives. So Wallbox has eligibility on that list, and that's for our Pulsar Plus, Copper SP, and Commander 2, and those are all available through One Stop Warehouse.
Fantastic. Well, that's great news. Um, Look, I know that One Stop Warehouse customers are an entrepreneurial bunch. They're the sort of blokes who start their own businesses and build something great. Why would getting into EV charger installation be the next step in growing their businesses? And why should they
It,
embrace it now?
because we're still at that early adopter stage, and there's a progression, and I've seen this from my time in New Zealand. So where you have your early adopters, they have that interest in solar, and they're the most likely demographic that are going to pick up a new technology, such as an electric vehicle, to sort of purchase in line with their sort of philosophies, whether that's home energy storage, solar. The next progression is through to an electric vehicle. So what we see throughout our lead generation campaigns is a high interest from the solar community. And our lead generation is looking around 60% purely on solar, and that's the interest from the solar community. Um, and so, look, this is a good product that they can have to add to their product list to offer through to their customers, and they're likely to see quite a considerable increase from now moving forward.
Mm.
Discussions with EV manufacturers is we're going to see such a huge increase in the numbers arriving in Australia between Q4 this year into Q1 and Q2 next year,
Mm.
that there is going to be a huge demand for electric vehicle charging stations.
And I guess the onboarding process is great in that you might sell them a solar system, you might sell them a battery, and then you might sell them the EV charger. And so you've got those points of contact with your customer over their um, renewable journey, I guess.
Absolutely, and you can also tie in maintenance. Do you want to come in back every 6 months to or annually to check, the how they're going with the wallbox installation, whether they need to help them with doing a software update, these sort of things that sort of keep those contact points open with your existing customer base.
And so, Reece, where can our installers tap into training and learn about the hands on skills they'll need to install these products?
Yeah, that's a good question, Tim. So Wallbox has a training academy online. And this training academy is available for free to your installer base. And you'll go to the Wallbox site and into the training academy. All that's required is that you sign up. It's a free service. And in there, it provides modules. And the modules are between 10 to 15 minutes long. And you can select which modules you want to do. So it covers the basics around EV charging and around electric vehicles to more sort of complex modules around load management, eco-smart, commissioning, and software. So you can choose which modules will suit you best. But by completing the training, you can become a certified Wallbox installer. But it also gives you that reassurance that you can confidently install an EV charging station. It's not rocket science, but it's best to get it. It's best to get it done in a way that's fast, efficient, and cost-effective for the installer. And by completing the training, it removes a lot of those questions, basic questions, and issues that may arise from maybe not putting one setting correct. And where you may get a customer ringing you back going, hey, look, it's only charging at 8 amps, when you want to be charging at 32.
Yeah, excellent. Look, Reece, I just wanted to thank you for your insights today and for helping introduce more information about Wallbox. On behalf of One Stop Warehouse, we'd just like to welcome Wallbox to the One Stop Warehouse family. And we really hope we establish a really long-term relationship with our customers and Wallbox.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Look, we're thrilled to have this partnership with One Stop Warehouse, and I believe our partnership's going to work very, very well for your customer base, and we're looking forward to growing together with One Stop Warehouse.
So, installers, just so you know, Wallbox and One Stop Warehouse are exhibiting at All Energy in Melbourne. I know Wallbox has got an amazing stand planned, and hopefully there'll be some product on our stand as well. So make sure you check out the All Energy website. Make sure you start registering your tickets now, because you'll want to see these products and you'll want to get hands-on and get to talk to Reece face-to-face down in Melbourne.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Look, we're going to have a stand down there. And look, there'll be similar products that will be displayed by One Stop Warehouse, but we will also have some of our newer technologies, vehicle to grid, vehicle to home, and our sort of DC charging offerings that will be sort of launched into our market shortly. And no doubt I'll be floating around the One Stop Warehouse stand as well to sort of answer any questions that your installers may have.
Fantastic. Thanks, Reece. Look, make sure you check out Wallbox on the One Stop website, One Stop Warehouse website. And look, if you enjoyed today's content, share it out, like it, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Cheers. Thanks, everyone. Now, Reece, you have left us with a great video, so we're just going to play this video. Thanks again for today. Great talking to you.
Thanks, Tim.
We are Wallbox, and we envision a greener future where we all use renewable energy. Wait, you've heard all this before, right? Maybe you've thought, sure, but how do we actually get there? You're right. A lot of challenges lie ahead. The way towards the future holds plenty of walls, but a wall can be a barrier or an inspiration. Getting the world to give up gasoline and start moving electric. That's a big wall to overcome. A wall that inspired us to create a box, a smart device that made electric vehicle charging smooth and simple. It made owning an EV the easy choice. Then we built software for you to control the way you charge, when it starts, when it stops, when it's best for your bills. So this box unlocks the power of this box. And what about a new way to store energy? Another wall, a new box. One that lets you tap into your EV's battery and makes energy flow in both directions. So your home powers your car, and your car powers your home. And we've expanded beyond the walls of home charging to create new out-of-the-box boxes for offices, streets, and shared spaces. To give everyone access to the grid of the future. A future made of new revolutionary ways of creating, saving, and sharing energy. We are Wallbox. And as long as there are walls to inspire us, we'll keep designing boxes to break through them.